What's good, people? You're locked into Trash Talking with the Old Heads, the podcast where you know what it is. Grown men talk sports, culture, music without chasing headlines. We not begging for clicks. I'm Dante, your host, along with my debate partners, Greg C. What it do, bro?
What it do, baby? Up and early, bright and early this
Early in
morning.
that Dallas, Texas sun. What it do?
Man, it was well, we've had a little sun, but we have also had some chilly weather, but we have totally thawed out. We're in the 50s and we'll be soon up in the 70s. So we finna see what this Texas sun do
Yes,
for
sir.
the newest of all years,
Yes, sir.
2026,
You
baby.
definitely gonna find out in May, June, and July, my boy.
Yeah, but I already know, man. I already know. I'm getting prepared for that type of heat. But
Right.
can't nothing beat that Vegas heat. I don't care what you say.
Nah, I agree
Can't
with
nothing
you,
beat
bro.
that Vegas heat. So I'm gonna have to
JW,
get adapted to it, though.
you
I'm gonna have to
got
get
to, bro.
adapted to
You got
it.
to.
But yeah, you know what I say? No excuses. Play fucking like a fucking champion. Play like a champion. It's Super Bowl weekend. Or coming up on Super Bowl weekend. We up in this thing bright and early. No excuses. I'm on 2-3 hours of sleep.
I'm
Had to
with
wake
you,
some
boy.
of them up.
Boy,
Had to
boy,
wake
I'm
one of
with you,
my
boy.
co-hosts up.
Hey, I had
Had
that
to get
late
one of
night
my
old head
co-hosts off the
heartburn
shitter.
last night, boy.
And I'm here, baby.
That shit had me up all night, boy.
I'm
JW
here.
with the Celtic green on. What it do, bro?
Man, you know what it is over here. We ain't playing. We ain't playing at all. Ain't no playing. Why play when you can be a champion? You see all this green on. We got more championships than fingers over here. You see the Bulls over, everything going on over here. But let me say this. I'm glad to be here this morning. I want to say to Paul George, specifically to Paul George, whatever kind of medication you're supposed to be on or chose to take for your mental health, you chose the wrong one, my nigga. Listen, a $12 million haircut, that's crazy, bro.
Crazy.
That's crazy. But, you know, I ain't calling him crazy. It's a crazy situation.
Yeah.
Whatever. All the speculation is, I guess we'll get exactly what it was later, but $12 million decision,
Right. Especially when your team was starting to play some good ball. I'm like, come on, my dude.
I don't get it. And the other thing I want to say is LeBron in them damn shoes, man. Number one, the shoe color, that's terrible. It's like all that. And I'm going to leave it alone after this. Honor the king was the slogan. Honor the king. Which king, Bron? Which one? Why leave it like that? Why not just say honor Dr. Martin Luther King and leave it at that? But no, you chose to go with honor the king. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You know what it is. Let's go. Jalen Brown, let's go.
We're going to get to the NBA in a minute, man.
This man, boy, I can't. When Bron retire, I don't know what the hell you going to do with yourself.
I told y'all I'm a barbecue. I told you I'm a barbecue. I'm not going to work.
Right. You'll barbecue and you'll be bringing him up every chance you get. While that man living his billionaire life.
We're going to
go.
Man, let's start with the NFL, though, man. The snub heard around the world.
See, Jared and threw you off.
He threw everything off. You right, bro.
Hey,
don't forget
we
to
ain't even
smash.
supposed to do all that for
Smash.
Go ahead.
That like and subscribe button. Trash Talking with the Old Heads on YouTube, man. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Also, you can join the movement on Facebook, Trash Talking with the Old Heads, as well. You can join the group. Hit us up. We'll definitely add you to the group, man. But let's get to the snub Hall of Fame, bro. Everybody was whining about your boy Bill Belichick being snubbed. G.
It's a common theme this week, ain't it?
Man, snubbery, sir.
A bunch of snubbish.
A bunch of snubbery.
Some snubbish.
Hey, what you think about Hoodie not getting in first ballot, my boy?
I think it's a travesty, it's a crime, and a goddamn shame that man ain't in the Hall of Fame. We know the only reason why, because it's a bunch of fucking billionaire haters. They don't like, obviously they don't like Robert Kraft. We got the news waking up on that today. They don't like Bill Belichick. And you tell me, even if you Deflategate and what's the other one?
Spygate.
Spygate, Deflategate and Spygate. That's two titles you want to question. What about the other four?
Hey,
What about
don't forget the Tuck rule. He shouldn't have been in. They shouldn't have been in that one.
man? That ain't his fault. That's the league. That's the league's rules.
You said anything else. You said that.
Brother,
I'm just
that's
saying
the
that's enough.
league rules and cannot be held against Coach Belichick. That should be held against the referee if people want to be upset about it. Second all time in wins, 333. Only to Don Shula, who has the most. First in all time playoff wins. I don't care what you say about any other coach, they don't hold a candle to his record that have been in the Hall of Fame. We got a list of them. We got Tom Landry. We got Don Shula. We got Dick LeBeau. Chuck Nall. I said Dick LeBeau. I meant to say, George Hallis.
Oh.
George Hallis. Sorry about that. But
so you
yeah,
you one of them. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, dudes.
Not well. You know what I'm saying. If we're gonna do that, then we got to talk about all the other Hall of Fame players who were cheating and still in the Hall of Fame.
What they got to do with coaches?
If we're talking about checkered past, we got to talk about the players too. You know what I'm saying? Because coaching is just as important as the players. Not as important. We know that the players are what run this league, but
they penalized T.O. They penalized T.O. He wasn't the first ballot. He got penalized. And he didn't do it. He didn't cheat.
I already know where he's going to go.
We know that was a travesty too. We know that was a travesty too.
I already know where he's going.
Chris Carter, also another player that was, didn't do anything to deserve not being a Hall of Famer. But there are several players who have been in the Hall of Fame that have checkered past. Do they not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Maybe not first ballot.
I don't get now. You lost me now because now you mentioned players that actually got. You mentioned Chris Carter. He got snubbed, but you're saying he didn't deserve to be snubbed.
No, yeah, he didn't deserve to be snubbed either. I'm just saying we've seen people get snubbed, and he brought up Terrell Owens. I brought up Chris Carter as also another player that got snubbed that shouldn't have been snubbed. But yeah, I agree with you. Terrell Owens shouldn't have been snubbed. But there are plenty of other Hall of Fame players with checkered past or whatever that are in the Hall of Fame first ballot. So do they not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Let's not just say it's plenty of them and not name one. Let's at least name one. Can you give me
Lawrence Taylor?
I knew that's where you were going, Lawrence Taylor. I knew that's where you were
Lawrence Taylor for one.
Okay, so did he cheat?
Yeah. He failed several drug tests.
That's cheating?
Yeah, that's cheating. Is that not cheating?
How is being high cheating?
What? How is that cheating? How is that cheating? How is
being high when you're playing cheating?
So we don't know what drugs he failed, but we assumed that it was cocaine and crack.
He admitted to it.
You don't think he could have been on PEDs, but yeah, let's say cocaine and crack. You being amped up on some cocaine, do you don't think that play any part in your ability to play through pain or your ability to play in a situation to where you just got your motor running all the time? You don't think that got anything to do with that?
Okay, so number one,
that wouldn't have anything to do with it?
Number one, let's stick to the dope we know he was on. He was never charged with being on a performance enhancing drug. That was never his deal. Not that I remember, not that I recall. So let's not say he was on steroids. When that was never, I don't remember that. I don't ever remember that story. I don't remember that at all. The steroids guy was the guy that played for the Raiders.
Alzada.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Lyle Alzada. That was the steroids guy. So I don't remember any accusations or stories or proof of him being on steroids. That's number one. High and drunk was his party life, right? That was his party life. I just recently listened to him in a podcast say that he was. They asked him what was the latest he ever got to a game, and he was like the second half. He missed the whole second half because he was high and drunk and slept through the first half and showed up and played well. But anyway, so I don't see the performance enhancing aspect to say he shouldn't have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, I thought I was shocked that they looked past his transgressions, because normally they do penalize people for that type of stuff in sports, but he wasn't. But as far as cheating, I don't know. When we come to this Bill Belichick situation and Robert Kraft, you throw him in there, we're talking about being caught red-handed cheating. Caught. We're talking about somebody from his staff playing against him and making sure that the cheating they used to do when he was on the team, when we're talking about Eric Mangini, making sure that didn't happen when they played the Patriots. So we're talking about a smoking gun, whistleblower, whatever you want to call it.
And you can't tell me that didn't help them beat the Rams. I don't give a I'll go to my dying day. You can't tell me that didn't help them beat the Rams.
And I've heard former players that have played against them in the Super Bowl after Spygate, and especially after Deflategate, come to the forefront and say, we wondered how in the world were they able to shift on our audibles right into the gaps that we were running in, or right into the schemes that we were trying to run our offense.
Nobody had nothing for that offense all year long. Nothing.
Even when they changed up their audibles for the next half and everything like that, they were still adjusting right to it. So we credit him with being a genius coach. We credit him with being an awesome defensive coach. Well, if you cheating and you recording signs for everybody, yeah, it's safe for us to assume. It's safe for us to assume that it was done in the Super Bowl too. We credit Bill Belichick and his defense for the earlier championships because they were keeping the scores low and they were winning on the foot of Vinatieri in those earlier Super Bowls. So snub for the first ballot is well deserved, in my opinion. And the last thing I want to say on the matter is why not go with the fines? They were fined for this. Bill Belichick was fined $500,000 for recording from the opposite sideline, recording the coaching signals. They fined Robert Kraft and the organization, I believe, $250,000. So caught red-handed, charged. Some people believe you've already paid for the crime. Now, you deserve to miss first ballot with that level of cheating, with all the quote-unquote winning that you did.
And think about how bad it was. They took a first-round draft pick from the Patriots.
And they took picks.
They took a one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The NFL don't take number one draft picks from nobody. You know what I'm saying? They took a one. That's how egregious that shit was.
Yeah. It was egregious in real time, and the aftermath should be just as the aftermath should match that egregiousness also, in my opinion. And we talked before, Tom Brady, you coming up. Tom Brady need to sit out 1-2. He needs to sit out 1-2. He destroyed.
That was going to be my next question. Should it extend to Brady?
That's that bullshit.
Most definitely.
Hey, America, these are 49er fans. They are, and I'm not.
It don't have nothing to do with
what they got to do with the Patriots.
You muddy in the water
as much as the next. You muddy in the water as much as the next man. But these two dudes will sit here and tell you that Tom Brady is not better than Joe Montana.
You know the funny part. What the hell does being a 49er fan have to do with the New England Patriots?
Not a damn
because
thing.
you hate. because they're greater than your franchise. They're greater than my franchise. That's why.
I can't stand responses that jump you off into a whole nother damn element of the whole
You
situation.
cannot stand
Us being us
everything I say. I don't
that
give a damn.
that
What I'm
that
saying
has that
is
has
that you
nothing to
two are
do
haters
that has
and
nothing to do
about
with the
the damn
conversation.
Patriots, and that's just point blank period.
That has nothing to do with it. I can be
Well,
a
that's just my
49er
opinion.
fan and still
That's
be
just my
honest about
opinion.
it. I can
That's
still
just
be
my
honest.
opinion.
Well,
That's just my
let
opinion.
me go and say this, man. As far as the Belichick of it all, like I said, I can see both sides. When you look at the fact that if you're taking it from all the winning, it's a lot of winning. You know what I'm saying? So awesome. That's the argument for him being in. But I can't get past the cheating either as far as Belichick goes. You got to pay a penalty when you cheat. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with people paying a penalty when you do what you ain't supposed to do. I mean, I'm just like that in real life. I'm like that about football. You cheated, pay a penalty. Yeah, did he pay the penalty with the league? Yeah, but the Hall of Fame is something different than the league. You know what I'm saying? So if they say you got to pay a penalty because you cheated, I'm good with it. And G, you said this morning they said Kraft didn't make it again. Okay, they penalizing him too. He looked like he being penalized a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because he hadn't got in yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
So
on,
they like to win and be damned with him. You know what I'm saying? Because
what,
coaches can go in sooner. So I think he's been up before and didn't get
Yeah,
in. So
yeah.
it's like
So
his third or fourth time, I believe.
So
I,
out of
I
the 50 voters that vote on the Hall of Fame, you know what I'm saying, to make that first ballot Hall of Fame
you have to
Right,
get
selection,
you have to get
how
40
many
votes.
got to get 40 votes, right?
right.
So
Bill
how
Belichick
many was
39.
all how many had?
39.
39.
So did all 11 vote again because of the Spygate and the
But the
play
one
game?
only one dude officially came out and said why he didn't do it. He said it had nothing to do with that. He said
No,
it
it's
was
actually two.
yeah, well,
Two have
the
came out.
one I read, well, let me put it this way, the one I read, he said that it was because of some of the old people that were on there, your Roger Craigs, who had like this might be their last chance to get in. So he figured
So
somebody else
that's three.
yeah, he figured somebody else would take care of voting for Belichick and then he
Belichick.
put it in. But he wanted to try to get some of the older people in, you know what I'm saying? So he said it was just a function of how the hall works, that he knew if he didn't vote for these dudes, they wouldn't ever get in. So he didn't vote for him.
So that would make three voters that I've read stories on. One, that was the first one I heard of that. The other one was, but he said, and this could not be, he could just be stating this because he don't want to suffer the backlash from the Boston from people in Boston. But
Right.
he was saying that he was changing his vote. He wanted to vote for Robert Kraft instead of Belichick. The other one said it had nothing to do with Spygate and the Flakegate, and he said that it was mainly because he wanted to, like you said, vote for the people that had already missed the ballot.
Right,
He
right.
didn't say nothing about Roger Craig, so it's either
No, they
two
were
or
saying
three.
that I just know his name was on that senior list. And being a Niner fan, I
Yeah.
just picked it out one. You know what I'm saying? His name was on that senior list. He was saying those senior dudes might not ever get another chance if he didn't vote for him.
Yeah. And from all the accounts that I listened to when they were explaining the process, as far as what y'all are referring to, as far as having some guys that might not ever have a chance or it's their last chance to get in, I understand that. But all that means to me is that the system may be flawed and they may need
Yeah.
to make may need to make some adjustments,
Right,
so people don't have to make that particular choice on
right,
people having their absolute last chance to get in. But I liken the situation to baseball. Now, I'm against baseball holding bonds and all the steroid users out because they profited off of the steroid use. They were all for the 73 and home runs, all that craziness. They were all for it. But they've drawn a hard line in the sand against gambling and steroids and cheating. So for football to show some balls in this situation and hold those two gentlemen accountable, Belichick for the direct pipeline to the cheating, no Diddy, pause, whatever you want to say. And then secondary for the ownership who you're pointing the finger at them as well for it. So, like I said, I'm all for it. When is Brady up? It's not next year, is it?
It's 5 years after you retire, so whenever 5 years is.
Okay,
so you got like 3 more years probably.
So maybe they are trying to line it up to where all of them go in together. That's a long time to hold Belichick and Kraft out, and hopefully Kraft makes it. I think Kraft like 80, 81 years old, so you know, I hope they don't.
Jerry Jones deserves to be in the Hall of
Fame.
Robert Kraft deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
Is Jerry Jones? I thought Jerry Jones was in.
That's what I'm saying. If he's in there, then definitely Robert Kraft should be in there.
No, I mean, no, I'm not saying. I don't think anyone is.
Spygate and Deflategate is this criminal for him not to be in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think anyone is saying they don't deserve to be in. Only a fool would say that.
I'm talking about first ballot. And really, it's really not a. You know that I guess they have now recently made it a distinction amongst the greats where you have first ballot Hall of Fame is another level. They put you in a different room.
Yeah, it's kind of been since Deion made the statement he made, you know what I'm saying, about it should be another room for dudes like him, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of been a thing.
Yeah, it's just this modern era of sports punditry that has to separate, you know what I'm saying, the greatest levels of greatness, and it's kind of ridiculous to an extent.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. It is because
it's fair. It's fair. It's just
okay. Now I'm gonna take the 49ers for instance. To me, there's a difference between Jerry Rice and the dude that just got in, my boy from the old team, the D tackle that just got in. Barely got in like on the last try. Bryant. There's a difference, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yes, both excellent players, but there's a difference to it. There are levels to greatness, dog. There are levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're all Hall of Famers, but there are levels to it, dog. You know what I'm saying?
It is, which is why they have the balance. That's fair.
There's a level between Joe Montana and Steve Young. It's levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a level between Joe Montana and Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe Montana better.
Right.
Please.
Joe Montana first ballot and Tom Brady should be second
number 2. There is no way Tom Brady is better than Tom Brady.
Right. You said it exactly right.
Tom Brady is better than Joe Montana, and there's no closeness to the conversation whatsoever.
Man, you crazy.
Tom Brady just played longer. He just played longer. That's all.
Yeah, it don't. Hey, that's part of it.
That's all.
That's part of it.
Yeah, but the only reason, the only reason,
just like basketball.
The only reason he's able to play longer is because he played on a soft ass era. So it's 2 different things.
Right.
Joe Montana played when they can knock your ass out.
It's funny how dude, you the dude that's all about nuance, except when we talking about shit like this.
Yeah.
No nuance to your argument at all when we talking about this.
Okay, what's the nuance? What's the nuance?
You don't understand the errors are totally different when you playing. Come on, dog. Stop it, man.
Okay.
That's your 49er hate coming out, dog.
How many quarterbacks was playing 20 years back in the day?
Thank you.
How many football players, period, were playing 20 years? None of them.
It don't matter what you're talking about as far as what they played in eras or not, because you can say the same thing for other players before Joe Montana. Damn, I'm mixing the 2 names. You can say that for the other players that played before Joe Montana played. How many quarterbacks got a chance to throw the ball that many times? There's always going to be
that's the nuance of the game. Exactly.
There's always going to be a difference in eras, but like you just said, there are levels to it. And Tom Brady did it better.
Joe Montana is at the highest level. The highest.
Tom Brady did it better than anybody ever did it. He won with 2 different franchises. One, he came from a franchise that just had a decent quarterback in Jameis Winston, if we want to say he was decent. and they were able to win the Super Bowl the very next year when Tom Brady with the same fucking players. After winning 6 Super Bowls in 2 different eras, because he played in the 2000s, the 2010, 3 Super Bowls. There was one era change in football, and then he won again
his
in a
injury,
second era of football.
the funny part is his
Stop
injury
it. Ain't no,
caused him to be able to play
listen.
that damn long.
We ain't
You
got
see what I'm
we
saying,
over
Jared?
time.
That's the
We over
nuance
time
of
on
it.
this subject.
He wouldn't have been able to play
There's
that long had
nobody in America.
kept the rules
The
the same.
majority of
He wouldn't have been
Americans.
able to play that long.
Listen, the majority of NFL watching Americans know that Tom Brady is the GOAT. And you can hear and holler all you want to.
When you
Everybody else
put the
knows
poll
that
up.
Tom Brady is
Put
the
the
GOAT.
poll up.
Put it up. I guarantee you it's gonna be 90-10.
Put the poll
Shit.
up.
And I hate Tom Brady.
It'll never be
I hate Tom Brady.
We gotta
but
move,
y'all tripping. Talking about
he's definitely the best at dinking and dunking. You right about that. He's the best ever at dinking and dunking.
He dinked and dunked his way to more passing yards, and I just showed that they played the same. No, they played the same amount of years.
You played 20 years. You better have more passing yards.
I showed them playing his production in the years, the same amount of years that Joe Montana played.
It don't matter. It don't matter what angle you try. It don't matter what angle you try to exhaust.
Right.
It doesn't matter what angle you try to exhaust.
What angle?
We
Don't
already
matter.
seen the stats. Gary, pull it up.
Don't matter.
How many years Joe Montana played? If he played 13 years, we got the stats that Tom Brady was better in them same 13 years.
Super Bowl Sunday.
More wins, more yards, more everything.
So the moral of the story is Belichick deserved to be snubbed. That's the moral of the story.
He didn't. That's why everybody.
If they're willing to do it to Brady.
This dude gave his best effort 2 times to get us off the top. He gave his best effort 2 times. He's still going. He's still going with his best effort to get us off topic. But it's all good. Let's go.
We was already moving to the next topic. You had to have a lot last word. And I ain't gonna let you have it.
You agree on that. I don't think they got the nuts to do it to Brady. I really don't. I don't.
You already said it that it wasn't really a vote against the Spygate. We already got 2 voters out there saying it wasn't against that.
They ain't got the nuts to do it. Yeah, they ain't got the shit storm it would start. They ain't got the nuts to do it to Brady. But Super Bowl Sunday on deck, man. Patriots, Seahawks. I think on both sides, probably the best. Well, I guess you can argue Denver on the AFC side was the best team all year, but the Patriots were right up there all year. Definitely the Seahawks as far as point differential. They were the best team all year as far as point differential. So, JW, who you got, man, and why?
Man, I'm going Patriots. I'm going Patriots.
Sticking with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Patriots. Undefeated on the road all season. We talked about their schedule lacking luster. I get it. But they found ways to win games all season long. I think there is some worry since they've been talking about it for 2 weeks. There is some worry on
shoulder.
Yeah, the shoulder issue. But he used his legs to win the last game and, at the perfect time. I just feel like they're going to find a way. I like Vrabel heading this up. I like him being from Belichick's snubbed Hall of Fame ballot coaching tree, kind of, sort of, as a player. I think they pull it out by reestablishing the run. Their defensive line has been lights out, holding everybody under 20 points, if I'm not mistaken, in the playoffs. I like the Patriots. I really do. I think the defensive line turns Darnold back into seeing ghosts. I think he'll see some ghosts, and I think y'all will be bringing up the pumpkin statement again. I think y'all will be bringing that back up. I remember I didn't vote that it was out of here or out of the question anymore since he made it to the Super Bowl. I think that's in him. I think to overlook that will be a mistake. Yeah, I'm going Patty boys. Get the run game going. open up that passing game short a little bit until that shoulder gets bothering them, and run for some first downs. Defensive line, let them dogs loose. Yeah, Patriots.
G, agree?
No. His man said that the Patriots were holding the teams that they played. They played
I
two
said I
to
think
under 20 points.
didn't they hold everybody under 20? I thought I did that right.
I can't
in the
remember if they did
playoffs.
or not.
In
I
the
can't remember
playoffs.
if they did or
Look who
not.
you looking at, those Steelers raggedy offense.
They didn't play
CJ
the Steelers,
Stroud
did
melting down.
they? Didn't play the Steelers, did they?
Yeah, go ahead with your
No,
point. I'll look it up.
I'm talking about CJ Stroud melting down, and then they played, what's the boy name last week?
Jarrett Stidham. That's what I was about to say. You took my thunder. Did I tell you? You took my thunder. They yelled the likes of Jarrett Stidham and the remains of CJ Stroud to under 20 points. Wow, that's really something. I mean, I'm gonna do it this way. So I have, how they have a comparison between the positions, right? Because both teams are pretty good. They're both solid offensive squads. They're both solid defensive squads. I think the Seahawks may have had the number one defense in all of football for the year. And the Patriots weren't too far off. I think Mike Vrabel's done a great job, excellent job with the team, bringing Drake May around, or helping to bring Drake May around, because his previous years, you saw early glimpses of him being a franchise quarterback. And this year he was able to put it together. I know last week we talked about where, he ranks in the QB hierarchy, right? And, I had him. I may have overstepped a little bit and put him at 9, but against my own thought process and theory, when we talk about quarterbacks, is always 3 years. You need 3 years for me to solidly believe where you're at as far as QB.
Yeah, but winning the Super Bowl is something different, though. That's
winning the Super Bowl is something different. So he has the opportunity to put himself in the Ben Roethlisberger category. Even when Big Ben won it in his second season with the Steelers, it was more of a defensive-led team, and the Patriots have a great defense. But Drake May, prior to the playoffs, has been putting up numbers. So he has an opportunity this game to kind of silence the critics of his last 2 outings where he didn't play exceptionally well. He had some good throws here and there. Sam Darnold has been playing exceptionally well all season long. And he's going on 2 years of putting it together, right? And he had, he showed you mentioned the pumpkin mode, which showed up in the playoffs, and I think 1 or 2 games toward the end of the season, which gives people cause to pause, and I don't blame him. But if we're going to go, by position, QB, who got the better QB, Sam Darnold or Drake May? I'm going to say that's a tie.
Yeah, that's a wash.
I'm going to say that's a tie.
It's a wash.
I'm going to go running backs. You got Walker and Charbonnet versus Travion Henderson.
Charbonnet out.
Charbonnet out.
Yeah.
But Walker's playing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going with Seahawks. They got the better running game. Tight ends. I'm gonna say that's a tie. I'll give the edge a little bit to the Patriots. Just a tad bit. They got a little bit better combination of tight ends. Wide receivers. We all know who got the better wide receiving core, and that's going to be the Seahawks. Just with Jackson and Jackson and Jigba Smith.
JSN puts them over the top, but it's not that big a gap, though. JSN puts them over the top. Yeah.
But he puts them over the top. They got Cooper Kupp as, you know what I'm saying, as that possession receiver.
Diggs and Butte. They got
Diggs
a nice
and Butte.
And what's the boy, Kyle Williams? They got a nice group in.
Yeah, they ain't ahead by much at the receiving core.
At any of these positions, I don't think they're ahead by a whole lot. I think they are, just the tad. Then that goes to my next position group, D-line. I give it to the Seahawks, but just by a slight thread, just like with the wide receivers.
That's close.
It's close. It's very close. It's much more closer than the wide receivers is.
If you go in the whole season, I can see that. But I'm talking in the playoffs, it's been the Pats. That D line, and and the only reason you putting them lower is because of the quarterbacks they played against. That's the only reason. You're not even the action. What they're actually doing in the playoffs has been crazy.
Dante, what do we say about the offensive line of the Texans? They didn't do that against Jarrett Stidham. They didn't do that against Jarrett Stidham. They didn't do that against Jarrett Stidham.
Right.
I'm a slight edge to the Seahawks on the defensive line. Linebackers, I'm gonna go ahead and get it to the Patriots.
Before you go to linebackers, because I read an article about this exact thing yesterday, so I'm gonna just tell you what they said. It was on it was either Fox or might have been Sports Illustrated. They had the quarterback for Seattle, running back they had Seahawks.
You should have let me finish mine and then.
Go ahead. No, I just wanted so the people could compare while you doing. Okay.
Yeah, this is my analysis. Okay, so I got the linebackers. I went with a tie, but I'm gonna give the slight edge to the Pats. Secondary, this one was close. Carlton Davis and your boy, the standouts, Carlton Davis on the Patriots. He's and I can't think of the other cornerback name, but he's pretty good. He's a solid cornerback. The Seahawks, they got your boy Eamon. Is that his name?
Safety, yeah.
Eamon, and then the other nickel cornerback they got playing outstanding ball. I'm gonna give that to the Seahawks. And then special teams, I have to go a tie. So I think the Seahawks have the better position group. And it's gonna come down to, can Sam Darnold do what he's been doing, and can Drake May do what he did in the regular season that he hadn't been able to do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, they had Sam Darnold as the better quarterback. Running back, they had Kenneth Walker better than Travion Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson. Tight end, the wide receiver, they gave it to the Seahawks. Let's see. Tight ends, they gave it to the Patriots. Offensive line was Seahawks. Defensive line, outside linebackers, they gave it to the Seahawks. Inside linebacker, they gave it to the Seahawks. Cornerbacks, they gave it to the Seahawks. Safety, they gave it to the Patriots. Special teams, they gave it to the Seahawks.
Well, everybody would get the full defense. If you were going defense to defense, everybody would give the edge to the Seahawks for the whole season, for the entire season. Everybody would go.
But the reason I give it to him is Mike McDonald as a coach against players 24 and younger. He's 6-0.
Hold on, you said Mike McDonald. We got to give a shout out to Chris Broadnax, who mentioned that he said that he had called out Mike McDonald as the reason they would win the West early in the season.
Never provided no receipts.
Never provided any receipts.
He might have said it at the barbershop or something.
Yeah.
He's 6-0, and he's got 22 sacks in those games against those, and 8 picks in those games against quarterbacks 24 and under. He's never lost. Yeah, he's never lost.
That's a big
tend to confuse.
That's a big quarterback
and young quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big stat, but I'm gonna stick to the 14 games of holding teams to 20 or less throughout the whole season. That's postseason and regular season. I'm gonna y'all
against the easiest schedule in the league.
Hold on, y'all. They had an easy schedule. Hindsight 2020 for sure. But I'm going to look at what they did in the postseason to Herbert. Herbert is a good quarterback. Y'all want to discount Stidham? Okay, cool. Stroud, okay, cool. Stroud has struggled all year, or not been as good all year. But the other quarterbacks I'm throwing in there is they did it to Josh Allen, and they also did it to. Who else did they hold to 20 regular season? Man, I just had it up.
Yeah, they didn't hold everybody below 20
I
points.
didn't say
They
in the
didn't hold
playoffs.
everybody
In
below
the
20 points.
playoffs, yeah, in the playoffs, yeah.
I thought you mentioned you said everybody in
No,
in in the playoffs as well.
14
But
total
I could
games.
be
They
mistaken.
held their 14 total games, including regular season and postseason. They held 14 teams to 20 points or less. 14 games. Oh, the Bengals. Yeah, that was the other QB. So Josh Allen and the Bengals, I like that. I like that. Those are two. Those are some high-powered offenses that they held to 20 points or less. So I
Bengals
like
without
that.
Joe Burrow, or did he play that game?
That was late in the season, so I'm sure Joe Burrow played.
Yeah, it's one of them things, man. Like, would I be shocked if the Patriots won? No, it wouldn't shock me. I'm picking the Seahawks, but
No, nope, that was Flacco.
yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I don't know how they won. I can see a way that they can win the game. You know what I'm saying? We all can see it. Sam Darnold, go pumpkin mode. Seahawks can't run the ball. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? How it can happen. I just don't think it will. I think that Seahawks defense
But you
is the
got to
best
think
unit. I think they're the best unit on the field, and I think they'll control the game. They should.
who the
The
Seahawks.
Seahawks defense, I think, is the best unit on the
But
field.
but you got to think that the game plan defensively for the Patty Boys is to make Darnold see ghosts.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's got to be.
To make him turn into the player he turned into his last game with Minnesota.
Yeah,
That's got to be. They probably watched that game all for the past 2 weeks to get some of the schemes that they performed against them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just got a feeling once they got to the playoffs, that's when everybody really started watching the Patriots or whatever. I just like what I've seen from the coaching into them winning those games, those low scoring games. They thrive on trying to keep the score low. So we saw the Seahawks running up against our boys or whatnot, but that's our third string the whole way. So we'll see if they can run it
I
up
mean,
on the
60 to
Patriots.
that 6-41 bashing.
Yeah, against our third string players. Yeah.
Out of yeah.
Yeah,
Brock
I
Purdy
know.
was out
We
there
know.
with
We
him.
know. You don't
Brock
care.
Purdy was out there
You
with him.
don't care that we didn't have starters out on the field.
Brock Purdy
We
and
know.
CJ
We know.
CJ
We
McCaffrey was
had
out there with him.
safeties playing linebacker and two dudes we
You,
had signed 3 weeks before the
you,
game. So I
you
get it.
forgot to mention you had a wide
I know
receiver
that don't
playing
count.
running
We
back.
know that don't matter.
I forgot to
That don't
mention
play a
you.
part of it. We know
Yeah.
Cowboys. We
Again,
know
you
You
know,
forgot
Cowboys.
to mention
no
that you
no
had a wide
nuance when
receiver
it comes to
playing
the
running back.
49ers. No nuance.
Uh,
Hey,
uh,
but he forgot to mention that y'all had a wide receiver playing running back.
We
Ain't
forgot
that an excuse too?
we forgot to mention that the Cowboys didn't even make it there. Didn't have a shot at no point in the season
Who
on getting there.
cares? It's about that 6 to
So who
Exactly.
got the
41
Yeah.
so in
dribbling.
this Super Bowl, man? Who got the most the game, man? What player coach you think got the most the game from a win, from a victory?
I think they both have the same level of to gain. Sam Donald
So you going with the
gaining
quarterbacks?
Sam Donald gaining credibility. Mike McDonald the same. Seemingly out of nowhere. I know he's been in the coaching ranks, coordinator ranks for some time, or in that in those rooms. Drake May also gaining legitimacy as a franchise quarterback and would put him as a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Same with Mike Vrabel. Restoring order to, I guess, the Patriot fan base, which I would fucking hate. But I think they both have a similar amount to gain. No one will, um, I think the Patriots would have the least amount of negativity because they seemingly both the quarterback and the franchise from a recency standpoint came from nowhere. The Patriots last year, the year before that, and through the Mac Jones years and the Cam Newton years, were, you know what I'm saying, were afterthoughts at a point because, you know, they had been on top for so long, people were ready to bury them. And them being able to get to the Super Bowl and have, you know, their star quarterback in place along with the coach in place for years to come. I think, you know, their franchise isn't suffering from, you know, a championship drought. The Seahawks, you know, Seahawks fan base will be able to say, okay, now we have two Super Bowls. Would that be two?
Yeah.
There'll be two Super Bowls with a few years of being in the, you know, in the last 25, 30 years, being in the Super Bowl itself. But I think having a second title added to your franchise's mantle would be huge and would be more of a disappointment if they didn't win than it would be the New England Patriots fan base. Because when you're sitting on ring after ring after ring, you know what I'm saying, losing right away doesn't really hurt you as much. Ask me, I know about that.
Should be 3 in Seattle.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Pete Carroll,
who got the most?
Should be, which would hurt. Because you know, they should have a sack win already right now.
Yeah,
that's right.
Who has the most? Who has the most to gain? What year is Seattle's coach in?
First year.
First year.
First year.
He was there.
Second year.
Second year.
Mike Vrabel.
It's still him. Second year coach winning a
first year. Vrabel.
Say what?
This is Vrabel's first year.
First year.
No,
you remember they had old boy last year. The boy they fired, the black guy they fired last year.
Vrabel coached the Titans though.
No, I'm saying no. G was saying this is his first year with the Patriots. I mean, his second year, but it's
second year in New England.
First year.
I'm saying, is it this the Seahawks' second year coaching head coach period?
Yeah, it's his second year. Yeah,
right.
Seahawks.
Yeah. So to me, he has the most to gain out of anybody. The second person I would look at would be probably Darnold, because if he does win the Super Bowl, then I can join the group of saying pumpkin mode is over. But until I see it, I still believe he has it in him. And then after that, I would probably go Drake May for, like G said, restoring the Patriots back to, something that's more familiar with their fan base. And as far as Vrabel, after that, I look at Vrabel as, I think he's been good enough and steady enough to show that he can build a team and coach a team through progressions. And, I think I put him in the category of being a good enough coach. I look at him like Shanahan almost, has the capability of coaching a team to a Super Bowl. I do. I look at him in that same vein as Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. For me, it's easy. It's Darnold, because his legacy to me changes the most if he wins. You know what I'm saying? He goes from pumpkin mold dude to a dude where if you have a bad game going forward, they won't be able to use that term anymore.
Yeah. Pumpkin mold will officially be retired.
He'll be a Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? So going forward, the whole pumpkin thing would totally be gone. He can have a bad game without people bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowl does that for you. If he wins this, especially if he plays well in the Super Bowl, I think that does away with it completely. You can't take that.
I think it would be permanent.
Nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but I don't think you can permanently. He can. You can revert the other way now. He can.
How many quarterbacks you can think of that went from Super Bowl champion back to a pumpkin?
Eli Manning.
Man, get out of here.
Still talking about him getting in the Hall of Fame. So how far back should he have gone?
Get out of here.
He won too.
You can't do that with Eli. Eli ended up that management messed his career up the rest of the way. It wasn't him just turning into a bad quarterback.
He's not a Hall of Famer though.
Exactly. So
you don't think he should ever get in the Hall of Fame ever?
Yeah. So exactly. There are people he can. It is a possibility that Sam Darnold can get that pumpkin mold back. I mean, it would take him playing like ass turning into C.J. Stroud for 2
Right.
or 3 years.
Right.
That's the game
That-
plan
it
of the
could-
Patriots. That's their defensive game plan, to make him turn into pumpkin mode. That's their game plan.
that's everybody's game plan.
Get to him specifically. Get to him specifically and make him look
Everybody's
like
game plan.
he did against the in his
Rams.
last game last year.
Rams. Yeah, I don't see it happening though. Like I say, I think the Patriots. I think everybody is overvaluing the 2 games in the playoffs with the Patriots. It's being overvalued at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's too much.
Overvaluing the 2 playoff games.
Yeah, the one against Stroud, they still could have lost that game with Stroud being ass. They still could have lost.
But the equalizer to that is what you're saying is your old boy is hurt. He hadn't been the same quarterback from the regular season because of his shoulder, and they still found a way. This is going to be, of course, the hardest game they've had to play all year. The Seahawks knocked the better team out of the playoffs, out of all the games that both teams have played. I'll give them that, but they've just found a way. These low scoring games, they found a way. I think they do it.
Y'all talking about the Rams did Donald dirty, I guess, last year, or made him a pumpkin last year. You don't think they tried to do the same thing? Better defense, same coach.
Weren't able to.
Okay, then everybody try to turn everybody's game plan should try to turn every quarterback into a fucking pumpkin. That's everybody's
right.
That's everybody's game plan.
Pats get it done. Pats get it done.
We'll see, man. 2 Seahawks, 1 Pat. We'll find out in a few days, man. But we got to switch gears. It's NBA trade deadline time. Of course, the deadline is on Thursday.
Yeah.
And we got to start with the biggest of big fish, the freak himself. Finally told them boys, get me the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Even though he didn't come out and say he's still being too damn passive aggressive for me. But hey, it is what it is. If you want out, my boy, say you want out. Make it known. You know what I'm saying? But freak.
Right. He can't, Dante.
Huh?
Because he came out, he can't do it. Because he would sound so hypocritical for the way that he made statements about LeBron and, you know what I'm saying, passive aggressive statements about KD, about staying with the same team.
Right.
He has softened that stance, and it
it's slowly been slipping out though. Cause they said for months now he been telling them he think his time in Milwaukee is up.
That was 3 years ago the shit started coming out.
Yeah. So my boy, you might well go on and say it, my boy, at this point. Like, hey, I gave all if I'm him, I'm just coming out and say, look, I gave all I had. It's obvious the Bucks are rebuilding. I'm a championship caliber player. I want to spend championship caliber. You know
well, we can't disparage him. We can't disparage him for calling out the obvious in Bron and KD and trying to make their paths to championships easier. We can't disparage that because he hasn't moved yet. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't even control where he gets to go. So until he goes to a team that makes his path easier, then what he said, he can still stand on that shit. Because that shit happened in real time, and we watched this clown who calls himself the GOAT join better teams over and over and over again. And we heard KD say he wouldn't have done that if Bron hadn't done that. So he can still stand. He can still stand on the fact.
Said that, but
he can still stand on that until he gets to his next team.
Nah, I hadn't read that quote.
Say what now?
Ain't nobody ever heard that statement. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for LeBron. Everything.
You go look it up. All I say is look it up. KD did
disparage
KD
is a
said
strong
that
word.
into a microphone.
He probably
doesn't do that if Bron did. If Bron didn't do it, he said that himself.
Disparage is a strong word. Also to amplify.
Let me. I'm saying about the part y'all were just arguing about. What he said was he acknowledged that LeBron's decision helped normalize superstar players choosing their own paths in free agency, which made KD's move more culturally easier. He didn't say it was he said it normalized superstars choosing their own
Right.
path.
So
First of all, he said it into a microphone. So those are words that somebody wrote on what he said. That's what that is. He said it's on video.
His quote was LeBron paved the way, is what he said.
Right.
So the way that you said it is
the same thing.
Distinguishably different.
It's the same thing.
There is tone and connotation to the word, meaning words have meanings, and the way that you say things have meaning. So you can try to equate the two of how you just said it is totally different. You put a totally different spin on it. But disparage is a strong word. And also to even take that tone with KD as being influenced by LeBron, and you're a grown ass man and you condoning his sentiments when no one will ever do anything or say anything like that, or should say anything like that if somebody influenced somebody to do something negative. And you say, well, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it if somebody else hadn't done it. That's just like saying I wouldn't have robbed the bank if Dante hadn't robbed the bank. That's fucking stupid. Why are we even doing that? You know what I'm saying? Why are we even talking about that? Anyway, disparaging.
These folk would do anything.
Disparaging.
Robbing a bank. This dude done liking what this man. It's way simpler than what you're doing, and all you're doing is trying to defend LeBron. It's ridiculous. KD said that he probably doesn't make that move if LeBron James, best player in the game at the time that he did it, didn't start choosing to search for easier paths to championships. That's simple and plain. It happened in real time. You saw it, you lived it, you watched it, you liked it. So you need to question yourself and not us for looking at it in the reality, and question yourself and liking somebody who likes to call himself the greatest of all time, but at every turn tried to make his path to win championships easier.
Here we go. Talking about LeBron.
That's real. No, that's just real. That's just real.
Here we go. Talking about LeBron.
So Giannis gets to stand on that
conversation.
Until Giannis gets to his next team.
This is about Giannis.
We can't trip that away. That's fact.
Man, go to the next question, man. We can't have a basketball discussion without it being about LeBron.
Hey, Dante. Now Dante, if LeBron
shit in your damn cereal?
Hey, Dante.
Did LeBron shit in your cereal?
Dante, if Giannis ends up with the Thunder, or I ain't gonna say Golden State because it might not help him in Golden State. I actually don't want to see him go nowhere. But if he ends up with the Thunder, then yeah, you can kill him for making that statement about KD and Bron. Yeah, kill him for it. But if he ends up with like the Spurs or who else, even New York. You know what I'm saying? A team that he really puts over the top, that he stays the best player. No.
It don't matter. That man can't come out. He being a hypocrite if he come out and own up to it. He being a hypocrite.
So if he go to the Hornets, he a hypocrite.
It's all.
You said
same.
It don't matter.
It's
if
all
he goes
same.
to the Hornets,
hold on, y'all. Now, for me,
it's all the same.
Now, to me, that's not the same. If he go to like the Atlanta Hawks, that ain't the same. Dude.
Exactly.
That's not the same.
He's saying it don't matter.
He would still be building in that situation. That they're not a championship.
He ain't going to the Atlanta Hawks.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You saying it don't make any difference. It makes a difference where he goes.
No, we know. I'm speaking on reality. I'm speaking on reality.
If he go to Golden State,
I'm speaking on reality.
So let's say he go to Golden State and they have to give up Jimmy Butler. You think that's the same? I'm asking. I'm not saying no or yes. I'm just asking.
It's chasing championships. He's going to a new team to chase championships.
So you are saying any team then? Because wherever he go, he's trying to win a championship.
I'm going off reality. He's going to go to a contender. He's not going to go to another franchise that's trying to rebuild.
We don't know where he's going. The teams that the people that are close to the situation.
Then why are we having this discussion?
The Shams, and who else is still on that?
It's one that they keeping it under wraps though. We don't. I mean, I've seen proposals from damn near everybody. Right.
Chalmers, Windhurst, and all the other people. They have the teams they've thrown out there are Minnesota,
Knicks,
the
Spurs,
Knicks,
Golden State. Now, to me, all those are kind of in Greg's corner if he goes to either one of them teams. For me, that's just for me. Now, maybe I don't think Golden State would be still a championship caliber team with just him and Steph, because they would have to lose too much. They had to lose Kuminga. They got to lose Jimmy Butler or Draymond. To me, they're not going to be now. But I still count that as the same kind of move because Steph is there. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of still the same.
So we can move forward with all this, all this equating to LeBron shit.
I didn't bring up
LeBron went to Miami and chased championships, right? LeBron went to Miami and chased championships. That's what everybody believes. Everybody knows.
And we don't need no damn history lesson.
LeBron went to Cleveland.
Yes.
Was there the chase championship?
Yes.
That's the same as for Giannis going to Golden State.
Yeah, to me those are kind of equal. Yeah, because you got another star there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Kyrie was a star. Okay, what about Atlanta? LeBron going to Cleveland, was that the same as going to Atlanta?
The first. Well, used to wear
when he went back to Cleveland.
When he went back to Cleveland, is that going to Atlanta?
Just so you understand, if I say no on anything, is if you go back to LeBron going to Miami, the thing that made it so egregious was that he was the very best player in the game and went to go play with D Wade and Bosh. That'll never change. He was the best in the game. Giannis is one of the best in the game. Curry is one of the best in the game. I would liken it to the same thing as what Bron did if he did what KD did. KD went and joined them boys when they were in their prime and on their run.
And in all due fairness to this conversation, you brought LeBron up.
He did.
And just to be fair,
he was trying to, and he was throwing his darts at Giannis and trying to put him in the same boat as those two players.
He can't do it because he can't come out and say it because of what he said about Bron and all that. So you did bring
this is about KD. This was not a conversation about the history of what Bron did.
Trying to spin it. You can't spin it. You can't spin it, G. You did. You took it down to that road and trying to throw a dart at Giannis.
So where y'all want to see him go? What team do you want? What team do you want to see Giannis go?
So nobody can get a dart thrown at them.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Can nobody get a dart thrown at them?
G right now, but that's a good question because I keep looking back to what happened.
Don't say the Spurs because I don't want him.
What happened? I think the Spurs is a bad fit.
I do too.
And you have to give up some real promising players. But the problem to me is I keep looking at what happened with Dame there, and I kept telling y'all the whole time something didn't look right with that matchup. Y'all was blaming, people were blaming Doc and people were blaming Dame or whatever. But I saw that it looked to me that Giannis continuously had made concerted efforts to play like, no, this is my team, and we play this way. And it never allowed Dame to have a footing on how that pairing could actually work.
I told y'all that was shit the day it happened. Y'all laughed at me. I told y'all that was a bullshit matchup the day it happened.
But their skill sets offensively were perfect. But Giannis did not want to give up the ball enough to allow it to work. That's just how I felt. Every time I watched them play, that's how I felt. And I solidified that in a game where they were down, I think they were down 2. No, they were down 3. I don't know. They were either down 2 or 3, whatever the case may be. You got Dame Lillard on your team who has been clutch in those moments in knocking down threes to win a game or tie a game or what have you. And Giannis dribbled the ball all the way up the court, didn't even think to pass, and he took the three himself like he was the guy that could make a three in that moment. And that just kind of tore it away from me. But coming back to now, I don't know where his skill set fits with Curry, right? As far as how he plays, inside player, blah, blah, blah. But will he give up the ball enough for Curry to do his thing? Curry plays off ball a lot. Is he gonna bring it up and hand off to Curry in that situation? I don't know. Can he do that? He hasn't evolved enough to play like that. If you put him with the Knicks, he got to give up the ball to get a Brunson? Brunson pass the air out of the ball. So it would have to be a perfect marriage on to where he would go as far as if you're gonna put him on one of the better teams in the league. I don't know what team that is because of the way he plays. So I can't just say throw Giannis on this team and they win a championship, because I just don't see it, because he won't change the way he plays. He's not better.
You agree, G?
Yeah.
Man, for me, man, I don't know, man. I think he can fit in Minnesota with, but I think he could fit with KD in Houston. But what do I have to give up? You know what I'm saying? I think he could fit in Houston with KD, because KD can get his pretty much anyway. You know what I'm saying? But you're probably going to have to give up Şengün, maybe your boy Jabari. You know what I'm saying? Or Van Vliet, who not playing. I saw one deal where Van Vliet was in the deal to make the money work or something. But if I got to give up Jabari and Şengün, I don't know if I want that team then. I don't know, man. I'm with you, Jay. It's a tough sell for me on any of these teams to say like Golden State, that does nothing for me. Like him and Steph, okay, but then you ain't got nothing else. Kuminga gone, Draymond or Jimmy probably gone. I mean, what you left with? You know what I'm saying? You left with no Pod's probably gone, so you have no bench now. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think there's any. I don't think if he goes to Golden State, I don't think his game fits into Steve Kerr's system, and I don't see Steve Kerr. If Steve Kerr wasn't willing to put wrinkles into the game plan for Kuminga's athleticism on the fly, how does he do that with Giannis? And they way down in the standings. I don't think Giannis being on that team makes them a contender. Yeah, they can get into the playoff picture for
right.
sure.
Right. They may get out of the play-in, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
That system ain't for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Giannis may not be able to pick that system up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to design it around Steph.
And as far as my Spurs, keep building. Don't do it. Just keep building. We can wait. If it ain't this year, that's fine. We can wait. I don't want to give up our young pieces for him, you know what I'm saying? Unless the deal is around Vassell and like Shohan or whatever, yeah, you can have that and some picks. But I don't want to give up Harper. I don't want to give up any of the Castle. I don't want to give any of them up for Giannis.
The thing for me is wherever Giannis goes, the first issue is going to be him. This is my team. He's that type of player. This is I'm the dude.
Both him and old boy out there trying to play, man, play on the perimeter. I don't want to see him and Wemby doing that bullshit, man. No, dog, miss me with that whole thing, dog. Like, I don't want to see it. Both of them standing near the top of the key, man, trying to dribble and, man, no, dog. I don't want to see that shit, dog. I just don't want to see it. But let's go to the beard, man. This one came out yesterday, man. A little bit shocking to me that especially with the way the Clippers are playing, they've been playing much better ball. I think they 15-5 since Christmas or something like that. So trying to move the beard, man. Like, I don't know. What's your thoughts, man? Can he help anybody get over the hump? Any team? Can he? Cleveland is the team that's been thrown out there so far. That's the only one I've really heard anything about. I don't know, man.
I'm going to be short and sweet, and I say the same thing as it pertains to Harden. Any team in the NBA with Harden on their starting lineup is not a serious team about winning. I don't care where he plays and who he plays with. He's not committed to winning. He committed to the bag and being and living the lifestyle, but he's not committed to winning. So I don't think it matters where he goes. They're just not serious. They're not serious about a championship if you go there. And if he's going to be traded to Cleveland today or by the deadline or whatnot, then his game is going to hurt Donovan Mitchell's because Mitchell needs the ball just as much as Harden needs the ball. Harden can't play any other way. We hadn't seen it. We ain't going to see it. Can Mitchell adjust to having a point guard? Probably. We've seen him still flourish with the point guards he's had with Garland. They've had successful seasons up until the playoffs. But adding Harden to any team that's supposed to be trying to win, it ain't going to happen.
So, G, is he a system enhancer or a system killer?
He'll kill him. It's over for Harden.
You don't think he can help Cleveland take a step?
Hell no.
Well, why though? I mean, Harden, look at the numbers he putting up this year, though, dog. He putting up numbers. You gotta give him props on the numbers he putting up, dog. Like
numbers, but they ain't
do that in this era.
25-8. Damn.
You can do that in this era, though.
He ain't gonna help Donovan do anything different because Donovan need a true point guard, not a scoring point guard that's gonna throw you the ball once he dribble the air of the ball. Donovan need the ball too, and we already know James Harden don't play that way. Evan Mobley need the ball. James Harden don't play that way unless it's dribble, drive. They ain't gonna run those sets the right way to get that Cleveland roster to do what they need to do. Will they be better because they don't have Darius Garland? Probably, but will they win the championship?
That's what I was gonna ask. Is he better than that? Was gonna be my next question. Is he a better fit than Garland?
At number one, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell ain't a championship winning player anyway.
Thank you. We agree on that.
I just do not believe in that guy. I mean, he showed the flashes of brilliance from time to time, but as far as leading a team to a championship, I don't see it in him. Can it change? Sure. But I have not seen that he needs one piece.
Right. That he can stand up physically to the whole total of a whole season.
Now, him being the second best player on the championship winning team, I can see that. But being the lead dog, I don't see that. And then bringing James Harden, definitely he's not a lead dog. He's in
the East though. Would it move him up any in the East in your mind?
I mean, where they at now? 4?
Probably 5. I think they 5.
Yeah, they'll go up some. I mean, of course, they'll win some games. It's easier to win games in the regular season than it is in the playoffs. It gets tougher down the stretch because of people jockeying for position, but I don't think they go no higher than 3.
Yeah, it's Detroit, New York, Boston, Toronto, and then Cleveland. So they feel.
Yeah, so they tied with Cleveland 30-21. I mean, they tied with Toronto 30-21.
Yeah, so I just don't see how any team can. How can you watch Harden's career and he quits? I mean, he quits. He stops trying. He has done it at every stop, every team.
Not to mention he's a choke artist.
Yeah. To me, anybody bringing him in and saying at this point, we just need to do something. We can't keep our team like it is. So he not taking us to a championship, but we got to do something. To me, this is we got to do something move. It's not that we think we can get to a title, but as constructed, like Cleveland, we're not going to win this way. We got to do something. You know what I'm saying? This is those kind of move. And we don't want to pay Garland anymore probably either. They probably see he not the answer either. So we got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's the wrong move. I think it's the wrong move. Like, yeah, they do need to do something, but not this. They're probably starting to look at books and everything. You know what I'm saying? The money on their books,
right,
as well as personnel,
right?
Because as they're just
going to flawed ass team. They're a flawed ass team.
Yeah, they look like they're going to go as far as they can go this season, and they probably just start breaking it down.
It's not a flawed team. They just don't have a number one. No, they got a number 2 in the number 1 role. And I'm a Donovan Mitchell fan, and I hope that he breaks that mold. I want him to break that mold, but he just doesn't. I ain't even saying it's because they had made it to the championship, but when it came down to them winning, it was him that struggled.
Yeah.
When the team struggled and they needed
got
him to take
again, got hurt again. Yeah.
It's flawed. It's flawed.
do that. He would never come to the forefront and be like, "Y'all get on my back. Let me take y'all to
He
the
does it
promised land."
for a game or so, but he
In
can't
the
do it
regular,
for a series.
right,
Right.
right.
Their team is flawed in the sense of when they first started putting this team together, it was like once they brought Mobley on, it was how are you going to do it with these two bigs? Right? Now they figured out a way for it to work because Mobley, I think, has been an all-star, and I know Jared Allen has been an all-star before.
Yeah.
Hell, Allen just had a 40-15 night or something crazy like that not too long, a couple of days ago. But in terms of personnel, and they've already made a move. They traded and got Schroeder.
Yeah.
They brought Schroeder in. They got rid of
I
the
like that
small
move.
forward and
I
brought
like that move.
Gave up DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, but
I like that
obviously
move.
they brought him in to be a backup. But guess what? They let what's the cat that went to school with Donovan Mitchell? He's now in Memphis. He was playing great at the backup point guard and shooting guard position last season. And then they let him walk. And then you got to go and get another backup point guard this year. So they just doing whatever, man. They don't know what they're doing over there.
Got to get to these snubs, but let's touch Ja real quick. And do you want to see him moved? I'll keep it short and sweet on him because we got to get to the All-Star snubs. But do you want to see him moved or should he stay? Make it quick.
Out of there. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. His time is up.
I think you need to get him out of that Memphis street life. I think you need to get him away from that because he has bought all the way into that. Trying to, the tough act. So yeah, you got to get him out of there. He's choosing when he wants to play. He's been talking disparaging against the coaching staff. He picking with Klay Thompson, being tough with Klay Thompson of all people. Why the hell you doing that? I don't know. That's ridiculous. So yeah, it's time for him to go, but definitely get up out of that.
You can take him out of Memphis, but every NBA city got some type of street life, and it ain't like he can't
Not
get
that pervasive.
Ain't like he can't get his Memphis thugs up. He has the propensity to have an entourage. So, it's that element of Ja's life will only change when Ja changes it, not because he changes location.
Well, he can go to a city where that is not as pervasive. That's for sure.
It's not the city, it's the mentality.
Memphis is on a whole nother level with the shenanigans. Orange Mound.
Yeah,
it's not the city. It's the mentality.
But I'm not sure he's even the same player. I'm not even sure what they'll get back for him. He might end up having to stay because I don't think he has any value right now. He's shooting terribly, not playing much defense. I'm not sure they can even move this dude right now for real, to be honest with you. But
Zubo was able to hold it down in Memphis. Yep. And he was definitely closer to the street life than Ja in reality.
Right.
It's the mentality.
I agree. All right, G. All-Star snubs. Who is your biggest snub?
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to go with Kawhi Chair. Kawhi Chair got snubbed by Dennis.
That is insane, though, Jerry. I'm laughing on the inside, bro. I'm laughing on the inside.
Laugh. Did Chet Holmgren?
I posted that last night.
No, you posted him against LeBron.
That's just because that's what the thing had on it. But my argument was about Kawhi, not against LeBron so much. It was about Kawhi.
Well, you should have just posted Kawhi numbers.
He's far. It's him, dog. It's him.
Okay, but go ahead. Finish your point, though, dog.
I mean, who else deserved to be on there other than Kawhi Chair? That was the biggest snub, obviously.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
Obviously the biggest snub. And then other than the second would be Şengün. Denny, I'm saying that because when I look at the numbers and I look at the teams, Denny Advi playing on the Trailblazers and Kawhi both with losing records.
Right. That's why the Kawhi one to me is astonishing. You pick this young dude over Kawhi, balling like that and playing, leading the league in steals, putting up plus 27 points. Come on, dog.
He ain't a
Nobody with them
superstar.
stats has ever been left off. Like, come
He
on.
ain't a superstar.
That's
He's
just
not a superstar.
no. I think they with you on the availability shit. I think there's the blowback
He's
of
not a superstar.
availability shit, and that's just part of his problem right now.
You can say it, you can type
Right, that don't
you
make it
can
true.
you can put it on
He's
some balloons, you can put it
he's
on
not
a
a superstar.
postcard, you
Because
can
when
Tell,
you watch
tell
that
me the
man
last time
when you watch that man play the game of basketball, you can kiss
when
my
he plays, Dante, when he plays,
right. I agree. Not I've never
so
argued with you about that.
he
I've never
played more than
argued with you
Bron
about
this
so
year.
that.
turn it
He
in.
played more than Bron this
When,
year.
when he plays, he been well
He played
rested.
And for
35
me,
He
games
should.
this
He
let
year.
me
ain't
say
played
that.
in
Let
the
me say
last
this,
4
G. Let me
years.
put
He
this on
played
wax.
35 this
For
year.
me, it's not even
Yeah,
so
he
much
should.
about
He ain't
Bron
played in the
because
last
with
4
Bron,
years.
what happened with Bron, you've seen before, so it doesn't bother me. They did it with Kobe. They did it with MJ. They do that
Exactly.
great. I don't have. That's not my issue. My issue is Kawhi should be on this team over some of these other dudes. You know, like they
Yeah,
always do the
Bron's an
all time.
icon.
Like
We already
Kawhi,
know
I
he
think. I
gonna.
mean, Kobe last year, I think he averaged like 13 points and made it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with they always honor great players that way. Somebody like LeBron, okay, he deserved to be on the team because he LeBron.
He gonna get in.
They did it to MJ. They did it with Kobe. It's a long history of them doing it. Kareem, they did it with Kareem. This goes back a long way of them doing that. So I can't be a hypocrite about that. You know, because
I think this is why I look at it as different. And Greg made
It's
that
different. Oh my God.
Greg made that silly post talking about Kobe Bryant being voted in. Kobe was voted in as a starter in that situation, which is the fan vote.
With 6
Braun
games. That ain't silly.
missed.
He played 6 games. You missed that, didn't you?
Right?
He
No, I
played
saw that. I
6
know that
freaking games.
I know that he. You're not listening. I know that he played 6 games, but his fan base, that shows you just how impactful he was on the league worldwide. His fan base still voted him as a starter. He had no chance of making the team with that many games and those numbers, but his fan base made that vote. Right?
But
He
you
wasn't
say
gonna
the
get
same
that.
thing about the coaches towards LeBron that they're showing their respect.
But see, that's the thing. After he missed the fan vote, so it wasn't the fans
Right.
got it right. Then we slide over to the coaches, bringing in how the coaches look past the numbers and put them in is beyond me. Is it the fandom in the coaches, or is it let's respect him because he on his way out type of deal? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
Didn't they do the same thing for Mike?
It's the respect factor, like they did with
Mike was the greatest. Mike the greatest ever. But
did they do the same thing for Mike?
Mike is the greatest ever.
And
Understood.
Bron the second greatest ever. What we talking about?
He's not, but
they in the same room.
He's not, but
he is.
He's not, but
he is.
We go to back to the question. Yeah, it's Kawhi. Kawhi is the biggest snub. His numbers are better than Bron's. He should have got in over Bron. His all of his shooting percentages. He's a 50-40-90 guy right now. All of that is more impressive than Bron. He played more games than Bron. The only thing is that they are the Lakers' seeding spot is higher than the Clippers right now. So did they do it because the superstar thing? I ain't even looking at that aspect of it, Greg. Because both of these players because both of these players are superstars. So I don't look at it the superstar aspect. I don't look at the superstar aspect of it at all because they're both superstars. One is an icon,
one is a has-been. There you go. That answers that.
I mean, the thing is,
I agree. LeBron is a has-been.
Either Denny, the dude from the Trailblazers, or Booker shouldn't be on this team.
You agree that LeBron is a has-been.
Kawhi should be in one of their places.
Say that again, Dante.
Either Avia or Booker or Chet Holmgren. He could have took either one of those spots for me. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. But it's always about LeBron. His numbers are better than Bron, and we know that Bron is an icon. Stop it.
It could have been Avia. It could have been Avia or IG or however you want to say, but he's averaging He's averaging 26 points a game, I think, 26 or 27 points a game also. But the reason he's on there, or the reason you would pick him over Kawhi or Braun or whatever, is because of the world aspect of it. You're trying to have a world team, so he's locked in at one of those spots for that aspect. What was the other guy?
Chet and Devin Booker.
Devin Booker, the Phoenix Suns. At one point, I don't know if they still have it. At one point, they had a better record. At this point,
17 points, 8.5 rebounds. Like
what's his numbers?
17.7 points, 8.
Oh yeah, Well, yeah. If that's the case, yeah, it's definitely Booker. Yeah, but I guess they called himself. I guess they called
that
himself.
That was Chet numbers.
That was Chet's numbers.
Oh well, the Chet thing is a position thing, though.
Man,
that's a position thing.
But they do this, man. They do this stuff positionless now. They don't even go by that. Like the starting lineups don't even have centers sometimes no more.
Right. I
get
that aspect of it, but they still go. I posted it in the thing. They still go two wings or whatever it said, 2 wings, 3 or whatever. However, it's broken up into 2, 3, and 2. As far as how they pick it.
Basically the same position as Chet.
You say what?
Bron plays basically the same position as Chet.
No, he don't. He played. They got him listed at the 3 this year. They got him listed at the wing. So don't let's not do all of that now. They got him listed at the fucking wing. Let's leave him now. Let's stop saying he played. They listed him as a wing this year. That's where he was put. That's where he was slotted.
His position is like
but to leave,
nobody caring about that.
To leave, there's no such thing. But to leave Kawhi off is egregious, especially with the game being in LA, in his home arena. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest snub for sure.
It is. It wasn't, like I say, I think they got pretty much all of it right this year. They got most of it right. When I look at the whole roster, most of it seemed right to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's him and Şengün got arguments. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't get up in arms about any of it. You know what I'm saying? But him and Şengün got the best arguments. Like G was saying earlier, they probably had the best arguments for being on the team. But I mean, you look at the numbers, like I think Booker still averaging 25.4 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously averaging a lot of points. So I mean, they got it. They got a good team. They represent it for real. People who are actually having good years. So you can't get too up in arms about it. I think that, like I said, the load management, I think, is really what hurt Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? I think the coaches was like, no.
The man ain't played in 4-5 seasons. Yeah, he should be well rested. He should get comeback player of the year.
It's a good thing they don't vote the All-Star game over 4-5 seasons. It's just one. And if you're going off this one, he played 35 games.
They actually do look at your history.
I'm just looking at
they actually do look at your history as a player. They really do that. They really do look at the history.
Stop. They are not looking at recent history. Anybody's past history.
They are looking at recent history.
For this season.
Do you not think that they take into account some of your past and most recent history, especially for established players?
Now, which one is past and most recent? Ain't the same thing, G. Past and most recent are 2 different things. So which one is it?
I think they are the same. Most recently is in the past. That means it ain't in the present.
They looked at the fact that even a week or so ago, he left the team because of knee stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think we put him in. He might not play. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, he left. They were on a road trip and he had to go home because of his knee. Yeah, man,
you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
I knew that.
He wasn't even gonna play probably.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think that's what hurt him the most is they thought if we put him in, he might not even come. You know, he might beg out anyway and say, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So
if we looking at somebody past, then we should look at LeBron's past. Last year, he didn't even let anybody know that he wasn't even gonna play. He just showed up when it was time to take a picture and let everybody know he wasn't even playing. So if you want to look at the past, how about we look at that recent past?
Yeah,
if we don't know if somebody gonna play, I think Braun will be at the top.
Well, we already know
talking about the All-Star game.
Has a great history of not showing up. LeBron don't. His history is extensive. And again, LeBron is a fucking icon. What do you like I've been saying, men do what they want, boys do what they can. You heard me.
I don't even know how that statement relates. I don't know how that. I don't even know how that. I don't even know how that
it relates. LeBron let his nuts hang, and you do what you got to do. What the hell you got to do?
How many points? How many points is LeBron averaging this year? Is it 21?
22,
7 or something like that. Yeah,
21.9.
Yeah,
on 16 shots.
Sengun averaging 21, 9, and 6 on 50% shooting.
Wow. He's out for Sengun.
Wow. They could have left. They could have left. This is another theory too. I heard on the podcast last night. They actually, looking at Sengun numbers, they could have left. They should have left Chet off, made Sengun the All-Star, as well as Kawhi. Those cats should have been in for sure with their numbers. I don't even know how does Chet get in, and they both were big.
Yeah, that's what I said a minute ago. Chet, Devin Booker, and the boy from the Trailblazers. I wouldn't have been mad you had left either one of them off. You know what I'm saying?
But Devin Booker averaged 25, so that's you know what I'm saying. That's superstar numbers. I ain't calling him a superstar, but that's superstar numbers. 25 points a game, but 27 points a game. That's damn near 30.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, the podcasters were talking about this was Windhorst and his team on their podcast. They threw up the question of whether or not this has something to do with Kawhi and that situation that he has the Clippers in that they're investigating with that under the table money. Maybe that played a factor into it.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, since you all about you know what I'm saying, cheating need to be exposed. that would, you know, that should go within your belief system, right?
Well, you swinging at the mound hard right now. I'm talking about you swinging and missing hard, bro. You swinging and missing hard. How is that cheating on the court? That ain't cheating on the court. My whole thing is cheating on the field in the game, and you talking about table money.
Please explain to this guy how something in the salary cap allows you to be able to put together a team, and when you are a prime participant in circumventing that salary cap.
Now, what I will say, they fucked it all the way up, though, because it didn't help.
Man, be consistent, dog. Be consistent. Be consistent. That's all I ask. Just be consistent.
You're using Wemby like wingspan to reach on that one, but go right on ahead.
Be consistent, man. That's all. Let's be consistent. Let's just be consistent.
Let's move to these hip-hop topics, man, to end this thing out, man. Because we had the Grammy Awards the other night, so it got us to thinking, man, about J.Cole and your boy Kanye with these apologies, G.
Apologists.
I know you don't believe in apologies in hip-hop, bro. What's your thoughts, bro?
Well, one I do believe in. Okay, so we'll start with the one I don't believe in. And J.Cole, I am a big fan of you, my guy. I love your music. You are one of the greats of the current hip-hop era.
Ooh, going all the way to great.
Huh?
Going to great.
So, he is one of the greats of the current hip-hop era.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we debating that. Let's put that on the table. Is he not one of the greats in the current hip hop era? We speaking Kendrick, Drake, Future, J. Cole. Who else? Throw some more out there. 21 Savage. Let's see who else out there. Who else you gonna put out there?
I would rather have my ingrown toenail back right now.
So he's not a great in future hip hop, current hip hop.
I would rather have my.
I'm going through his catalog in my mind, and when I can't go to great. I like him. He cool.
Okay.
I guess, for me, I just can't go to great yet.
It's your opinion. It's your opinion. I think he's one of the greats. He's one of the greatest lyricists for sure. But the apology that, of course, everyone knows happens to be, you know, when they apologized to Kendrick when the beef jumped off about 2 years ago. And my thought process about it, we're getting ready to hear his long-awaited album, The Fall Off. kind of aptly named. And I hope, and I know that he's going to put out great product. I just don't want to hear no more of that. I'm the GOAT type talk. I can't be touched or can't nobody see me when it comes to these lyricist skills. If you challenge me, you're going to find out type mantra that he always raps about in most of all his songs. And I'm not disparaging him for doing that. What I'm disparaging him for is when the time came, he had some, before that, he had some people that he did kind of overlook. Like what was it, the boy name with the colorful, the rainbow hair that snitched on the
6ix9ine.
6ix9ine.
yeah, Tekashi. He had him and I think Lil Uzi Vert or somebody, one of them little rappers had threw darts at him and he kind of,
You said one of them
deflected
little
it.
rappers.
One of them little rappers. And he deflected it like a GOAT should do, like one of the greats should do. All right, man, you ain't talking about shit. Dismissed him with a verse or two and let it be. But when Kendrick came for his throat, unprovoked, I would say, unless anybody else out in hip hop land has a reason other than, he was on the song with Drake. When Kendrick came for his throat, he had the opportunity to say, okay, I'm finna battle one of the greatest.
Yeah,
that's out right now.
You avoided the real competition. That's a knock for me. You know what I'm saying? You avoided it.
Well, he didn't avoid it initially.
Right.
And so now we get to the apology. Because the apology was against everything you had proclaimed yourself to be. And on top of that, like I said, it was unprovoked. It was unnecessary for Kendrick to do that to him. Now, was Kendrick in actuality, in theory, going after J.Cole rather than Drake? Who's to say? But you had every right to come back and throw a verse. He threw a song. Not only did he apologize, he deleted the song off the fucking album.
Right. It reminded me of something one of my homeboys used to say. He was like, nigga, you always safe when it's time to be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about his ass. Like, nigga, it was time to be that dangerous, nigga. You say you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was time.
Always being safe when it's time to be dangerous, nigga.
Right. And at the very least, don't apologize.
Right.
And don't cut, because again, the Like That ain't Kendrick didn't come back and cut another album that said Like That wasn't about J. Cole. Right? He could have just left it out there, dropped out the race, didn't say another thing, and it would have been everything would have been all right. We would have been like, okay,
trying to play it down the middle.
We would have been like, why you didn't come back again? Why you didn't do something else if Kendrick had came back at him? But that would have been much more palatable than just apologizing and dropping completely out of it. Super crazy.
Jerry, I know you hate this whole conversation, so that's why I got to come to you. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I was thrown when Greg used the word great too. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, because he got no classic album even at this point. I guess I can't go there when you got no classic album.
You don't have no classic albums. Y'all ain't hip hop fans then.
I have tried.
Forest Hill wasn't no classic album. I mean, Forest Drive was a classic album. Drive. Yeah, classic.
Good.
Man, oh my God.
I have tried to listen to this cat, man. I have tried to listen to J. Cole.
Y'all tripping.
But I've thrown J. Cole into the Nas stack for me. I just don't rock.
Right, America.
I just don't rock with
y'all heard that, right? You don't like
I've said it a lot. I'm not a Nas fan. I'm not a J. Cole fan. All of J. Cole's music sounds the same to me, like Nipsey Hussle. All of it sounds the exact same. No shade. That's just my ear on the matter or whatnot. If I had to choose between Nipsey and J. Cole, as far as me being able to listen to, I can listen to Nipsey Hussle over J. Cole. I've listened to Big Daddy Kane say, he's a really big fan of J.Cole, and he said that J.Cole is his favorite artist right now. I like Big Daddy. I like Big Daddy Kane. I can listen to his music over both of those dudes or all three of those cats. But I just, I wasn't able to hang around long enough on his albums. The album you just mentioned, I tried listening to that album over and over and over. It didn't reach me. It didn't touch me like hip hop music does. And I'm a big time hip hop fan, but there's certain people you just don't jive with, and I don't jive with those guys. Yeah. As far as what G's talking about, him apologizing, that's weak sauce. I mean, that's just really what it is. The culture of hip hop requires, I don't want to use the word beef, but it requires, it requires battle. That's just a part of it. That's a part of the game. So if you get in the hip hop game, and at some point you should have a nemesis. You should have somebody to spar with. Iron sharpens iron. That's what, the locks say that all the time. So coming out, apologizing, stripping the song off or whatever, taking yourself out of it for whatever reason or whatever. Why? It's part of it. Embrace all of it.
Right.
And him deciding to not do that. I know that hurt him in a lot of people's eyes. I watched Fat Joe and Jadakiss talk about it. Jadakiss was defending them all the way. Fat Joe was trying to not be politically correct, which is what Jada was doing. Number one, Jada was talking about, I guess they gave him permission to use some of their music on one of his songs or whatnot. But Fat Joe was right, in my opinion. Fat Joe was right in that assessment in saying, hey, he stayed inside when it was time to come outside. So, you kind of lose some of your, if you could take away a player card or rapper card, whatever the case may be, then yeah, he would lose some in that regard. So yeah, I'm not a fan. So this whole little situation can miss me. And then to name your album The Fall Off, I feel like he's taking a page out of Drake's book. Drake did all of his music after the beef, and basically trying to show that he's not bothered, but the whole time he's showing that you bothered.
Well, to J. Cole's defense, the fallout has been the name of the album before the beef even kicked off. A year before the beef kicked off, we've been looking for the fallout for about 2 or 3 years now.
Oh, okay. So it don't have nothing to do with that. Okay,
it had nothing to do with that.
He can change the A to an E if you ask me, and just name it The Fell Off, and it wouldn't bother me none.
Well, I mean, are you saying that Nas isn't great? You put him in the same stack with Nas because everybody got their favorites, and some people, So
I don't. I can't get into that battle because I don't listen to Nas.
What's your opinion?
I can't judge Nas.
You say you don't listen to him for real.
Yeah,
this is what I did on 2 different occasions in my 50 years on this planet. In two different occasions, I have taken every Nas album, every song he's on, and listened to him for an entire weekend. Nothing but listening to all that music. That's all I did for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 2 different times in my life I've done that. And I came out of those 2 different weekends on the same thing. I like this dude on all of these features. His own music, I can't hear it. So I can't judge where he should be in the list of the greats because I can't feel his music. I can't hear it.
It just don't hit home for your ears.
It don't hit it all. Every time I listen to his, put it like this. I take that back. His what is his last album? The King. What is it?
King's Disease. He got a bunch of King's
Disease. Guess what? King's Disease. I liked. Beginning to end, King's Disease. I liked, and the only reason I liked it is because all of the music seemed to fit. Seemed to fit his style and what he was doing. When I listened to all of his old shit, I'm like, what is this? What is he rapping to? What is this track? And I know, it's probably some old jazz and all this type of shit or whatever, but it never his cadence and his flow just never fit the music he chose, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
why I can't hear
Most
it.
dudes, I'm gonna say most dudes I know that don't like him from down here. It's more about the music. You know what I'm saying? It's about the tracks, like you just said. They don't like the tracks and the way some of them New York dudes put the tracks together. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
For a
it's
lot of
that
Southern ears, something just don't hit with it. You
it's
know
it
what I'm saying? I
it's
like
that
Nas. You know what I'm saying?
it's that, and I just feel like in some of his
Nas, one
flow,
of the goats.
it's like he tries to sound scientific or something in some of his flow. It's like I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
That's fair. That's fair. So, what about the Kanye apology, saying that he had lost touch with reality? And he talked about his mental health struggles and bipolar disorder. So, what's your thoughts on it?
And
Take
take
him
your
at face value, or you like miss you with it?
take number one, take your medicine, Mr. Kanye West. Take your life more serious. Take the things that are happening in reality more serious. You know, put some clothes on you. I guess that's your wife. I don't know if they're married, but put some clothes on this woman. Stop trying to make this woman look like some type of slave around you, man. All of that's a bad look to me. But definitely get your mentals right, like Marshawn Lynch says. Take care of your mentals, and then take care of your Skrilla. But miss me all the way with trying to apologize for you drop some damn music. Miss me with that shit, man. Are you serious? All the stuff you've been out here saying against the community, all of this pumping up Trump, all of this, putting down your people all over the place, left and right, all this weird shit. Man, miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye don't ever come across my timeline. That's something I'm thankful for. I never see anything Kanye. As far as him giving an apology, I heard that on the radio, and I've rarely listened to the radio. In the morning on the way home, I was listening to Ricky Smiley, and they mentioned it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? Listen, I've been done with Kanye since probably his third album, probably. Greg, you introduced me to, I'll never forget that. Greg introduced me to, no, you introduced me to Drake. It wasn't Kanye. I take that back. I was with Kanye with his first couple of albums. I think 3, maybe 4. But after that, I hadn't listened or looked for one song from that dude. So I was off him before he even got into this weird space in his life and started doing all this this crazy stuff. So yeah, miss me with him. I'm done. Now I ain't just writing him off as a human being. Well, yeah, he could probably. I would just like to see him restore himself and get back to the person he was before his mom's demise or whatnot, and maybe that'll just make him a better person in some kind of way. But I'm way off on this Looney Tune version of Kanye. Way off.
G, where you at with his apology to the black community, saying he let us down?
The Rock will stand tall like you'll never believe it. Hey, man, I like Kanye, dog. The flow is a knee. I like Kanye. I hated what he did, and I still hate him for what he did. I will temporarily accept his apology.
You said you will or will not?
I will temporarily accept his apology, um, pending the actions behind it. I don't like that he did it right before album release. I think it's coming up March the 20th. But we all know that Kanye had some mental issues.
Health struggles, yeah.
Right. And it looked like he was spazzing out. You know what I'm saying? Just some of the stuff he was doing with his wife, you know what I'm saying, who we know that he was in love with.
Anytime a dude costs yourself that kind of money,
yeah.
you got some serious going on.
There's some, I firmly believe, and I 100% believe it wasn't just Kanye switching gears and going full MAGA. I just believe that he definitely had some mental issues, and he needed to stay on his meds, like you said. Um, but yeah, you do all the things he did and how deeply he was spazzing out, how yeah, it was tragic. You know what I'm saying? Just all the shit he was doing. And I'm just glad that I hope that he's in a better place. I hope that he's getting the attention that he deserves, the medical attention, mental attention that he deserves to put his life back together with his family. I'm talking about his kids per se.
Right.
Um, and then get back to making good music.
Right.
Get back to making the music that I fell in love with when he dropped, you know what I'm saying? The dropout, when he dropped
Yeah.
late registration. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That shit. When he dropped my beautiful, even then, my beautiful dark twisted fantasy, one of the coldest albums ever. He was going through his shit then because he lost his mom.
Right.
Miss me.
Before that.
Miss me. That's why that's probably where I
You
stopped.
don't like my beautiful dark twisted fantasy? Man, stop. It's got to come to a point, Jared, that your hate for people got to recognize even still the game that they present. I mean, come on, dude. You telling me that you don't like My Beautiful Dark Twisted and Monster. You don't like All of the Lights. You don't like any of that shit. The song with Rick Ross, the song with
The
the
last time, the
Wu-Tang. Come on, man. Come on.
the only thing I remember about All of the Likes is that it was one of the songs I hated. It was on the only time I would hear it or be in a place to hear it would be on 2K, and I hated to hear that song so much that I went into the music portion to block that song from ever coming
So
on.
you dropped out at 808s and Heartbreak then probably.
Yep. That's probably it. Yep.
So
I
did you like Late Registration?
Late Registration
Did
is
you
one
like
of the
College
first ones.
Dropout?
Yeah, that was the
Huh?
Late,
second one. It
That
was
was the
College
second.
I
Dropout,
tell
Late
you
Registration,
the
and
first three or
Graduation.
four albums I was with.
Yeah.
I said that. I've always
The
said
first
that.
who?
So,
The
so you
first
got
who?
out right. You
The
got out
first
right
three or
at
four
808s and
albums.
Heartbreak then.
Yeah, the first
No,
three or four
because
albums I was into it.
No, it was
the
College
fourth, the
Dropout,
fourth
Late
album, the
Registration,
fourth album was
Graduation.
808 and
Yeah,
Heartbreak.
that's what I'm saying. It was College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, then 808 and Heartbreak,
Yeah. 3 or 4 albums.
and
That's
then
what
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
So
after
you didn't listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
yeah, I tried to. You just mentioned one of the songs, and I told you I can't stand it. I just told you that. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Oh,
That's how you heard that.
let
You
me play
listened to
devil.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Let me
I
play.
like it. I like it.
Let me play devil's advocate for just a second on something G
That's a
said
fucking classic.
when you
Okay.
said when you said
It's better than Graduation. Way better than Graduation.
when you said
Way
that
better.
you didn't believe that he went full MAGA or whatnot, and it that's probably has something to do with his
No,
mental.
what I said was I didn't believe that he just went full MAGA without being impacted by his
Mental state.
mental status. Mental
Well,
state.
I this is something. Do y'all remember the interview he did with Sway? Remember that interview they kept playing over and over? He did the interview with Sway.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have the answers.
You don't have the answers. They were talking about fashion, and he was trying to explain Sway his attempts to get into the fashion world and the do's and don'ts and how it didn't work and blah blah. He was trying to explain it from his point of view. And ever since I saw that, and then once he did establish his clothing line, I always said that I really think, and then it played out again later in that dumbass music that he put out, shoot the do whatever, the poop song or whatever. I felt like he put his clothes out. All his clothes been trash to me, right? Clothes trash, most of the shoes trash. I wouldn't dare put a dime toward any of that bullshit, right? But that's my personal take on it. I see, the celebrities and stuff wear it. all the basketball players, but they'll wear any damn thing these days. But they, you know what I'm saying, they were buying his stuff. It was successful. But I always felt like he was trying to show the fashion world what they missed with him. And he was trying to prove that, look, I can put any damn thing out here and they'll buy it because I'm Kanye. That's how I felt. And he had people walking around here looking stupid and all these raggedy, tattered ass, looking like the set of the Game of Thrones out here. Everybody was looking like they needed to go to Castle Black and his shit, in my opinion. So that's something I go back to every time. He was trying to get into the fashion world. They wouldn't let him in. I get it, but you still, some kind of way, he felt like he was a part of, like that was his class. Every time I heard him speak after that, he felt like that was his class. And it's like, dude, how can you believe that you're a part of that? How?
That ain't got nothing to do with the music though, but he was spiraling before that. He had already started spiraling. He started spiraling really after he lost his mom.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm with G, man. Time will tell, man. I ain't with no apologies without no actions behind it. You know what I'm saying? So before I accept any kind of damn apology, we'll have to find out, man. But hey, that's all we got for this week, man. We got to move. We're adults. We got stuff to do. We got jobs. We got things to do. Hey, but thank y'all for joining us, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Do not forget to smash that like and subscribe button on YouTube, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Also, you can join the Facebook group, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Till next week, we are the Old Heads, and we up out of here.